I think that I'm excited that someone's investing in media, but I also have questions just as a broad for every sport. What is the role of a media member in 2025? Because I think that media is becoming more irrelevant than ever, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's happening in MMA too, where a lot of the journalists from before, um, I think fans are looking to people on YouTube, and things like that. The journalist aspect isn't as important as it used to be.
Well, and I'll just add to that. It's like, I'm not complaining or anything. You just adapt. But I mean, it's like, I I guess maybe it's a selfish thing. I'm hitting this crossroads where like where do I stand in the sport or whatever. But you obviously there's a sea change, right? Boxing's changing. And then there's going to be new eyes, and there's going to be new faces, and we're in new eras. There's new distribution, and there quite possibly could be a time soon where people don't have much reading comprehension skills, and things are more multimedia. Like this is, I think, within 30 years that could be a very real thing that it's video or bust, or it's talk or bust, and that written language is going to be further devalued. I guess like I keep going back to this fundamental question, like what is the role of a report? I think a lot of times when you say a reporter, it's investigative journalists or all that stuff. And I'm honestly throughout my career, I've been very bored of people that do that stuff. Like that's
Hmm.
not what I enjoy. I just like in-ring action and observations and subtle details about fighters. But we're getting to a point where I feel as though the promoters do as good of a job as a lot of the news outlets. So I think to set up this conversation is we have to really assess what a journalist is in 2025 in the fight sports or even sports media as a whole. What is the role of that? What do you do? What are your duties? What are your obligations? What beats do you hit for someone that has a 9 to 5 day in and day out? As a boxing media member, this is something I'm thinking about this week. And on my podcast, I talk through because I don't know what those roles are. So then now here's a roundabout answer to what you initially said. I have no clue what that means. I'm excited for the a big money person getting behind boxing media, but I don't even know what boxing media currently is. And this comes from someone that's not a classically trained journalist. So maybe a classically trained journalist has a standard that they set. But I personally think journalism in the fight sports and all sports is really changing quickly as we see it.
Yeah, and with the guy who's forming his own league and will have his own rankings, to also have the biggest publication, although, like you were saying, the written form of things probably will be going away anyway.